Hey pilots, Bounty here from Bounty Gaming, and today we're going to be checking out the new featured game mode in Titanfall 2. This game mode is called Marked for Death, and we're using a loadout that was recommended to us on one of our live streams by someone called Death as well. So I figured as though this loadout would sort of match the game mode as it is called Marked for Death, and we're going to go around using the alternator, stim, firestar, and then we also have the charge rifle if any titans come around and cause a lot of havoc. For the game mode Marked for Death, you may be sitting there going, well, how do I play this? What can I expect? And what are the rules of the game mode? So basically, pilots, it starts out both teams have 0 points, and then a random pilot on each side of the team will be marked as the target, and they show up on your screen with a little red icon saying kill, and then you also get a blue icon for the friendly pilot on your team that you need to guard. Now, the reason you need to guard the pilot on your team is because you get 1 point if they outlast the enemy target. As you can see already, my team now has 1 point and the enemy has 0. And then what will happen when the target changes, you can go around, kill that target, and you'll get another point for outlasting. Or, if they kill your pilot that was marked as death, then they will get a point. So for this game mode, pilots, what I recommend doing is running around the map, making sure you're super agile, super mobile, and aiming for the marked enemy. Be afraid though, be afraid, because they may have 3 or 4 other pilots hanging around them, so you may not want to go at them alone. Maybe wait till your team starts advancing or crowding around the area before you go in like this and confirm the kill. So, as you can see guys, it's now 2-0 because we outlasted the enemy target, so we now have 2 points, and they're both from outlasting, so it is very important, if you are marked for death, to maybe hang back and be a bit more safe, and let the other pilots on your team go forward and confirm all the kills. So for my playstyle, pilots, how I played this was just running directly at the enemy that was marked as kill and putting as much pressure on them as possible. You can see this pilot here instantly runs to the other side of the map. They're going to hide over in the very far away trees, and I believe they may also have a Kraber. You can hear the Kraber. Yes, I can confirm they have a Kraber. They're shooting at us now, and we're heading over, adding on as much pressure as we can. They did kill our friendly pilot, so we're going to see if we can head on up and make sure we can confirm this kill, while our pilot that we need to guard is on the other side of the map. So we'll throw out our cheeky firestar and get a bit closer here. This guy has Kraber. I thought it would be okay, but they're actually pretty good with the wingman as well. So we didn't quite make it that time, but it's adding on the pressure that really counts, and that pilot was away from his team. And being away from your team is not ideal in this game mode. You want to be nice and close, defending the marked pilot where possible, or approaching the enemy pilot as a team, not a single one-on-one. Now for this game mode, pilots, you may be wondering, what are my thoughts on it? Is it better than Titan Brawl? Is it a permanent mode? Should it just stay as a featured playlist? And personally, I think it should stay as a featured playlist. It would be fun to play from time to time, but I don't think it has any qualities that are so outstanding that it should be part of our permanent playlist. It's yet again another game mode with pilots and titans, whereas Titan Brawl was a lot of fun, just titans only, and we only have Last Titan Standing when it comes to titans only. So it was really nice to have Titan Brawl available, and I believe it should be a permanent game mode, and a lot of other pilots are also agreeing. This game mode here, although it has a mixture of pilots and titans, you'll find that the first team to fall, such as my team in this game, we've got all our titans down, you can easily wipe out the enemy marked pilots and snowball into an early lead. Right now we're leading 5-1, and honestly pilots, it's just a walk in the park. Because what they'll need to do now is take down our titans in order to kill the marked pilot, and even still the pilot can eject. So these enemy pilots are going to struggle a lot. They must have their thunderbolts coming out, they need charge rifles, they need MGLs, all that type of stuff to take our titans down. Or they can try and outlast us and hide indoors, such as this pilot is here, and try and play a little bit of strategy while their team kills the titans and hopefully the pilot inside. But we're going to head on in, punch him out the way because he wouldn't be expecting that, probably thinking we're going to be camping in our titans, and gather our 6th point. Also for this game mode, pilots, contrary to Titan Brawl, it can actually go out of whack very, very quickly. And what I mean by that is we're already leading 6 points to 1. There's not really much hope or really any point and continuing the game at this stage, because it's a very clear-cut win for our side of the field. We still have all our Titans, and the enemy team has, I believe, 1 Titan, and the rest of them are still pilots. But anyway, pilots, now's a great time to jump down into the comment section and let me know if you have played Marked for Death already, whether it's your favourite game mode, whether you prefer Titan Brawl, or whether you prefer the Iron Last Titan Standing that they're going to be looking at also featuring, or whether there's another game mode, maybe Hide and Go Seek or something like that, that you'd prefer to see in the playlist. If you like Marked for Death, feel free to let me know what about Marked for Death made it appealing to you, just in case I have missed any points in this video. So what I'd recommend for the pilots out there who are playing this game mode, if you find you're struggling a little bit, try using the easier weapons just while you get used to the game mode, making sure if it's a long distance map that maybe you have your sniper rifle out so you can pick out the pilots at long distance, and pick your fights. Don't just keep running at the target, don't just keep hiding, make sure you're surrounded by your team, and if you are marked for death and your team has Titans available, and if you're on your legs, if you're a pilot, definitely stand around those Titans, maybe even rodeo them, and just feel as safe as possible, because this is a team-based mode. You definitely need to try and outlast the enemies, and you can see we're doing pretty well. So my goal right now is to survive, and we need to kill Mr. Guru, so we're going to go over, see if we can find him, and hopefully get a kill and try and stay alive. So we're under a bit of stress here. We're going to run around do-si-do and try and avoid these enemies and see if we can get a bit cocky here and kill this enemy. So we're heading up towards them. I know my team's around and so are the enemies, but unfortunately they got their finally got another point. So it's now 8-2 pilots, and I feel as though the enemy team has sort of lost all motivation to play, and they're kind of just mucking around, getting a few kills here and there. And what I discovered happens quite a lot is pilots will focus on killing enemies, but not the marked target. So they'll come after you, or they may have 14 kills in the game, 16 kills, and so on and so forth, but they're all on unmarked targets. And while that does kind of help your team a little bit because there will be less pilots on the frontier, it's really the marked targets or outlasting the enemy marked target that gives you the points. So I feel as though don't waste your time or ammo or chasing after someone if they're not marked. Put all your time and focus into the marked targets, and it will pay off a lot more for your team, and you'll definitely win a lot more games. So guys, we're just going to give this Legion a bit of a hard time, hopefully capture all his bullets, make sure he's down low on health, and head towards this marked target. 70 meters away, it's probably that Kraber pilot again, and easy as that. Titan versus pilot makes this game a lot easier, so if you guys get your Titanfall nice and early, you can pick up those cheeky points a lot faster. And it's now 9-3 guys, we have Laser Core online, and there we go, final mark target, see if we can get him. It's a bit hard. Usually I could swipe to the left and actually pick off that pilot, but we are playing on a foreign server, so we do have about 200 to 220 milliseconds of delay. So we're going to go after this pilot. Hopefully we can kill him before our own marked target gets killed, and then we win the match. It's as simple as that. First team to 10 points wins. So it's going to be a nice, quick, and easy game mode. There we go. We're getting through the trees, and we'll cash in our first ever game, our first ever victory on Marked for Death. What would be cool to see for these featured game modes to encourage a lot of pilots to check them out is maybe some limited edition or specialist banners and patches that you can unlock for your pilot. Maybe even a couple of skins or an execution. Just to say, hey, if you win 10 games on Marked for Death or 20 games on Marked for Death, you can have this cool little bit of patch or banner or pilot skin that you can show off to other pilots and let them know that you mean business. I really like the way that Respawn did this for the live fire game mode. You can actually get a lot of banners for going through, playing 100 games, winning 100 games, winning 50 games, 25, 5 games, so on and so forth. It'd be really cool to see these also incorporated for the weekly or the specialist game modes that they're bringing out, such as Titan Brawl and now Marked for Death, and also ones that they bring out in the future. Anyway pilots, let me know what you think of Marked for Death, and I'll catch you pilots shortly in another video. Hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Peace.